Hello everyone. Today we are going to continue the chapter Metal and Non-Metals. This is chapter 3 of class 10th Science. So today we are going to discuss about extraction of metals. The elements and compound which occur naturally in the earth crust are known as minerals, and these minerals are the sources of metal. But only some minerals have high percentage of metals. Therefore, not all minerals can be used to extract metal. Only those minerals which has high percentage of metal are used for extraction of metal. So, the minerals from which the metals can be extracted profitably are known as ores. Therefore, it is said that all ores are minerals, but not all minerals are ore, because all minerals cannot be used to obtain or to extract metals. Now, the metals present in ore can be present in combined form as well as in native form. This will depend on their reactivity. So the metal which are present above the hydrogen in activity series, as you all know, they are very highly reactive. So they will combine with anything with which they can come in contact in nature. So if they come in contact with carbon dioxide, they will form carbonate, they will form sulfide, and they will form their oxides. So the metals are mostly present in combined state in the form of carbonates, metal sulfides, and metal oxides. While the metals which are present below in the activity series, which are present below the hydrogen in activity series, are mostly found in native state, but some are present in their combined form also. For example, gold and platinum, which are also known as the noble metals, because they do not react very easily, so they are found in their native state. So native state means free form. Gold will be present as gold, and platinum will be present as platinum. They will not combine with anything in the nature. While in case of copper and silver, they can be found in native state as well as in their combined state. They mostly form their sulfides or their oxides. So this is how metals are present in ore. Let's have a brief discussion about the process of metallurgy. So what is metallurgy? The science of extracting metals from their ores and then refining them to obtain pure metal for further use is known as metallurgy. This process includes three main steps. First is concentration of ore, or we also name it as enrichment of ore. Then second is reduction, and third is refining of metal, that is purification of metal. So these are the basic steps. Let's discuss first concentration of ore. So concentration of ore, we basically remove gangue. So what is gangue? Gangue is the impurities like rock particles, sand particles, and clay particles present in ore, because we are extracting ore from earth crust. So the impurities like rock particle, sand particle is present in that, and we remove that. This process is known as concentration of ore or enrichment of ore. The removal of impurities will depend on the physical and chemical properties of ore and gangue. Let's take one example. For example, if an ore have a magnetic impurity, so we can use magnet to separate that impurity. This kind of separation is known as magnetic separation. So this is used in enrichment of ore. After enrichment of ore, we get the enriched ore which has higher percentage of the metal, and it can be used in further process. So we will discuss extraction of ore in brief. Ore is first concentrated. After enrichment of ore, extraction or the further process will depend on the reactivity of metal. If metal is very highly reactive, it cannot be reduced very easily because it has very high affinity for oxygen. Therefore, it is extracted by electrolysis of molten ore. After the electrolysis of molten ore, we get pure metal, so no refining is needed. We have the desired product. In case of metals of medium reactivity, they can be present as carbonate ore or sulfide ore or oxide ore. So The non-oxide ores have to be converted into metal oxides because it is easy to reduce metal oxide. So they are converted into metal oxide by two processes. Carbonate ore is converted into metal oxide by the process of calcination, in which we heat carbonate ore in absence of air. While in case of sulfide ore, we have to do roasting, in which we heat the sulfide ore in presence of air. But the main motive is converting them into metal oxide. Once we get metal oxide, the metal oxide is reduced to metal. This metal which we obtain is not pure, it is impure metal, so we have to do refining of metal, which gives us pure metal, and this completes the process. In case of metals of low reactivity, we if we have free metal, then we have to do just refining. But if we have metal in their sulfide form, then the sulfide ore should be again roasted. After roasting, we will get metal oxide, then reduction of metal will be done and refining of metal will be done. In case of this metals of low reactivity, the reduction is done in a different manner, and metals of medium reactivity, the reduction have to be done in a different manner. We will read everything in detail after this. So this is the whole brief view of what the metallurgy process includes. Let's discuss everything in detail now. First, we will discuss about extraction of metals with high reactivity. Example, potassium, sodium, calcium, aluminium. So you know that every metal mentioned here comes above hydrogen in reactivity series. They have very high affinity for oxygen. Therefore, they cannot be reduced. Their metal oxides cannot be reduced to metal. Therefore, they are extracted by another method, that is electrolytic reduction. In electrolytic reduction, we use molten chlorides of these metals to get pure metal. So, let's see. So, when molten NaCl is used, sodium chloride is used in electrolytic reduction, the sodium ions present in the molten state accepts electron and gives us sodium metal. This happens at cathode because cathode is the negative electrode. While at anode, which is positive electrode, the chloride ions give electrons and form chlorine gas, which escapes the electrolytic cell in form of bubbles. So here you can see that sodium ion accepts one electron and forms sodium metal, which get deposited on cathode, and at anode the chloride ion gives electron, donates electron and form chlorine gas, which escapes from the electrolytic cell. In this manner, we obtain sodium metal, which is pure, so we do not need any further refining in this case. And next, we have to discuss about extraction of metals in the middle of activity series, such as zinc, iron, lead. They come above hydrogen, but they are less reactive than the metals which we have discussed earlier. So here it is easy to obtain metal from oxides. So the non-oxide ores should be converted first into metal oxide, and then the reduction of metal oxide will be done. So we employ two processes here. First is roasting. Roasting is done in presence of air, and it is done for sulfide ore. We are taking example of zinc. So zinc sulfide is heated in presence of oxygen, and it gives us zinc oxide and sulfur dioxide. While in case of carbonate ore, the heating is done in absence of oxygen or air. So zinc carbonate is heated alone and zinc oxide and carbon dioxide is formed. So the motive is to obtain metal oxides. So once we get metal oxide, reduction is done. Here reduction is facilitated by carbon. So zinc oxide is heated with carbon to give zinc metal, and carbon monoxide is released as gas. So coke is used for as the reducing agent here. This can be done because zinc has lower affinity for oxygen as compared to carbon. So carbon has more affinity for oxygen, therefore it can reduce zinc. Now, the oxides of metal can be reduced by other metals also, which are more reactive than it. For example, we use aluminium to reduce metal oxides. As we all know that aluminium is the most abundant metal in earth crust, so it is very cheap also. That's why it is used for this reduction process. Example, manganese oxide is heated with aluminium to give us manganese and aluminium oxide. So aluminium is more reactive than manganese, so it displaces manganese from its oxide and forms manganese. This is an exothermic process. As you can see, heat is released over here and it is highly exothermic. That's why manganese is obtained in liquid form. Similar reaction is done with the iron oxide also. So iron oxide is heated with aluminium to give iron, metal and aluminium oxide. Heat is also released here. It is a highly exothermic reaction and iron obtained is again in liquid state. That's why this reaction is used in welding of the rail tracks broken machine parts, and this reaction is named as thermite reaction because it is highly exothermic. That's why it is named as thermite reaction. So iron 3 oxide is used here for this process. So this is how welding is done with the help of thermite reaction. So let's discuss extraction of metals lower in reactivity series, that is copper, mercury, which comes below the hydrogen. The oxides of these metals can be reduced by heating alone as they have very less affinity for oxygen, so they get easily reduced. Let's take one example. Extraction of mercury from cinnabar. Cinnabar is a sulfide ore of mercury in which mercury is present as mercury sulfide. So first, as this is sulfide ore, we have to convert it into oxide. So mercury sulfide is heated with oxygen to give us mercury oxide and sulfur dioxide. This is a gas. This will escape in the form of gas. In the next process, you can see that here we are not using any reducing agent. Like in the earlier case, we have used carbon and aluminium for reduction. Here, by heating this oxide alone, we get mercury, metal, and oxygen gases removed. So, similarly, in the case of copper, copper in the form of copper sulfide is first roasted to give us copper oxide. This is cupric oxide formed here. So cupric oxide will be formed by the process of roasting, and after roasting, if we heat this copper oxide in presence of ore, then it will be reduced to copper metal. So do not need any external reducing agent. The copper sulfide ore itself is acting as reducing agent. Therefore, this process is also known as self reduction of metal oxide or auto reduction of metal oxides. Metal which we get here is impure metal, so we have to purify this metal, and purification is done by electrolytic refining. So electrolytic, we are taking example of electrolytic refining of copper. In electrolytic refining of copper, we take a solution of copper sulfate and put some drops of acid in it so that it will be acidified. Then we take a thin sheet of copper, which is pure copper sheet, at cathode, which is our negative terminal, and at positive terminal we will attach the impure copper block which we have obtained by the earlier process. So when the circuit is attached and complete, the copper at anode, the impure copper at anode, the copper atoms from the anode will donate electron and form copper 2 plus ion. So here you can see that anode is giving copper 2 plus ion. This copper 2 plus ion will go into the solution, and from solution the copper ion will go to the cathode, and there it will accept electron to form pure copper metal. So here you can see that copper ion accepts electron to form copper, which deposits on cathode. So copper will be deposited on cathode. After certain time this cathode will become thick and we can remove it and then again attach new cathode for further deposition of copper metal. The impurities which are present in this impure copper block will get deposited at the bottom of this tank, and this is known as anode mud. These impurities are insoluble, and the soluble impurities will get dissolved in the electrolyte here, and we obtain pure copper at cathode. So that's all for the extraction methods of metal. We will discuss corrosion in the next lecture. Thank you.